Alright, all you Cajun football fans out there, welcome back to the Indy Radio Arcade. And you know, that Undertaker versus AJ Styles match sort of reminded me of a movie of sorts, which was really well done. I think it could have passed for a movie, it really could have. But speaking of movies, ladies and gentlemen, and besides WrestleMania, but to keep with the theme of it all, I think it's time for us to go to the movie reel once again for another edition of the 3MR. And the movie we have up on the plate to keep with this wrestling theme for this week comes from none other than Adam Sandler's mighty collection of movies entitled The Waterboy. And the meat and potatoes of this said football-like movie, folks, would feature none other than Bobby Boucher, who was a water boy for the team known as the Cougars until one day where he would get fired from his said water boy duties, only to get picked up by the team of the Mud Dogs for him to go on to become a defensive lineman for that said team, by using his anger that he had pent up for so many years to try to beat down his opponents. And that's the best meat and potatoes I could deliver to this film without revealing anything in it. And what did I like about this said film? Well, besides the fact that it had Henry Winkler, aka the Fonz, which by the way we didn't know who was the Fonz, who he actually played as until later on in life, which absolutely cool. They got the Fonz to play a coach during this. And you would even have Kathy Bates, better known as the girl who played in Misery in this said film. And you would even see Rob Schneider in his classic role of doing You Can Do It, which this would be the first movie he would be featured in that would start that opening line. And oh, not to mention so many different family members and relatives of comedic legends and even directing legends during this film, including Clint Howard, who was the younger brother of none other than Ron Howard. And even during this film, folks, which was a shocker to me, you would see the Farley brothers during this, including Kevin and John Farley during the said film. And even football legends as Lawrence Taylor and Lynn Swann that were both featured during this said film. And oh, the reason why in the world we're mentioning this film all together for wrestling instead of a Sports Month classic is because none other than WWE former World Heavyweight Champion The Big Show would be featured during this film as Captain Insano. And as a matter of fact, probably one of my favorite scenes in this movie, besides a guy who looked like Colonel Sanders getting speared in this said movie, you would see Bobby Boucher in a pent-up rage during this moment in the movie. And this is the only scene we're gonna reveal, folks, from this said movie, actually deliver a power bomb during the open field plays. There's no proper way to explain it, but to paint this picture, folks, apparently one of the people on the opposite team would say, "I'm gonna take you down, boy, woo, woo," only for Bobby Boucher to say, "Oh, you sound like a big choo-choo train," only for him to pick him up and powerbomb him and say, "That's a powerbomb, courtesy of Captain Insano." So yeah, the comedy that was featured in this film was another thing that I liked, besides the Cajun theme and music that was also featured during this said film as well. And the fact that they were able to get sports legends featured in it too, also a very nice touch like we mentioned before. And seeing the fact during all that excitement, folks, that we don't review movies along the lines of Siskel and Ebert or any of those other famous movie reviewers that you know of out there, we say this: if you want to watch a movie that features a raging Cajun going out into the football field after getting fired from an opposing team only to join the rival team to help them win a game that his mama would call the devil on a multitude of occasions, along with other things that she really doesn't approve of, then I recommend you go out there and watch that flick. And at the same time, make sure that your mama don't call it the devil too along the way. Had to get that line in there, Maestro. Had to get that line in there. And I guess with that said, folks, we might as well head back to that music once again. And we'll be back with more of that Indie Radio Arcade 8-bit goodness right after a word from our sponsors. So don't run out of continues just yet, folks, and stay tuned.